Chapter 1: F-35 and the new twin test, when the US wants to increase its firepower in the sky. As soon as the news that the US Air Force was testing a new pair of weapons for the F-35 stealth fighter was announced, the global military community had to hold its breath to watch, because any upgrade related to the F-35, the famous fifth-generation fighter, is not only technical but also reflects the strategic ambitions and global influence of the United States. If in the past, the F-35 was famous as a trump card with stealth capabilities, powerful radar, and integrated diverse weapon systems, now the addition of a new twin makes this machine even more like an already strong boxer, now wearing iron gloves and gaining muscle. Imagine, you have played a role-playing game, your character is already at max level, now you pick up a legendary weapon. How awesome will it be? The F-35 is in that situation. What is a twin pair weapon? The phrase twin pair that the US media emphasizes is actually a new pair of weapons being tested to be mounted on the F-35 to increase long-range attack capabilities and destructive power. Although the specific details of this weapon are still kept secret, from independent analysis sources, it can be inferred that this is a combination of an improved cruise missile and a smart guided bomb, or a launch and destroy duo that can coordinate smoothly. Like a harmonious duet on a music stage, except that instead of creating a melody, they create destructive power. An easy-to-understand example. If the F-35 was previously like a sharpshooter who could hit a target with a precision rifle, now it has a machine gun and a grenade. The enemy will not only be shot down by a bullet, but also risk being rained down by a barrage of destructive weapons. Why did the US upgrade the F-35? So why did the US decide to further upgrade the F-35 while the cost of developing and operating it has cost trillions of US dollars? There are three main reasons. Global strategic competition. In the context of Russia still maintaining its military campaign in Ukraine, while China is increasing its military modernization and increasing its influence in the Pacific, the United States needs to assert its hegemonic position. The F-35, a symbol of American power, cannot become obsolete when its opponents are constantly launching new technologies. Real combat requirements are increasingly fierce. Modern battlefields not only require precision attacks, but also attacks with high density and strong penetration capabilities. The dual weapon will help the F-35 become a multi-purpose launcher in the air, capable of handling many targets at the same time, from fortified bases to mobile vehicles. Political message and deterrence. Every time a new weapon test is announced, the US not only wants to show off its technology, but also sends a direct message to its opponents: we are always one step ahead. This is also the way the US strengthens the confidence of its NATO allies that they still play the leading role as a shield. Initial results from the test. According to sources, the test process shows that the F-35 can carry a pair of new weapons without affecting the stealth feature, which is the heart of this fighter line. In other words, the F-35 can now both hide in the dark and launch attacks like thunder in the clear sky. A military expert has likened, if the F-35 was previously like a killer in the dark, now it also carries two shiny swords. You will never know where the attack is coming from, and when you realize it, it is too late. Meaning on the strategic chessboard. Increasing the power of the F-35 is not simply a technical upgrade, it also has many strategic meanings. For NATO, allies feel more secure when they have a strong card in their hand. For opponents, this is a warning that any risky action will be punished quickly and accurately. For the weapons market, the F-35 has become more attractive, causing countries considering buying fighter jets to immediately think of it instead of other lines. Chapter 2: The Power of the Twin, F-35 and the Change in the Balance of Modern War. If in Chapter 1 we analyze the context, causes, and goals of the United States testing the twin F-35 with new weapons, then in this chapter we will delve deeper into the true power of this combination, as well as the strategic impact on other countries. Imagine a boxing match. One side has a boxer with lightning speed, extremely good at dodging attacks, but only has normal punches. The other side is both fast and carries a baseball bat. Of course, the advantage is tilted towards the guy who is both fast and has a bat. In this case, the boxer is the F-35, and the new twin weapon that the US has just tested. 1. The F-35 is already strong, now it is even stronger. The F-35 stealth fighter is considered the backbone of the U.S. Air Force and its allies. It has stealth capabilities, a state-of-the-art radar system, and sensor technology that can detect enemies from a long distance. But the previous limitation was that its firepower was not explosive enough compared to potential opponents such as Russia's Su-57 or China's J-20. The addition of a new pair of weapons is like upgrading its power from 8 out of 10 to 11 out of 10. The F-35 is no longer just a divine eye in the sky, but is now also a fist of destruction, with greater destructive power, more flexibility, and especially harder to detect. 2. Strategic impact on other countries. The appearance of the F-35 combined with this new weapon can create a shock for rival countries. Russia, proud of its fifth-generation stealth fighter, the Su-57, now faces the prospect of the F-35 not only being stealthy, but also having unpredictable weapons. Russia will be forced to accelerate the development or improvement of the Su-57 and invest more in air defense systems, such as the S-400 and S-500. China owns the J-20, which is also promoted as an advanced stealth fighter. But if the F-35 becomes increasingly superior in weapons, China will face enormous pressure in maintaining the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific. U.S. allies, Japan, South Korea, Australia, etc., will feel more secure when receiving support from the upgraded version of the F-35, and will also spend more money to purchase more of this aircraft. 3. An example to illustrate if war breaks out. Suppose a conflict occurs in the Pacific. A squadron of 6 F-35s carrying this new weapon can preemptively attack enemy bases from a safe distance, almost invisible to radar. Before the enemy can react, key facilities are destroyed. That is why experts call this combination the new nightmare of modern air defense. Chapter 3: Comprehensive Significance and Future Forecast. After a detailed analysis, we need to look further. What military, political, economic, and social implications will the F-35 and this new weapon bring? 1. Military. This is clearly a leap forward. It not only enhances the U.S. deterrence capability, but also creates a new standard for air warfare. If other countries want to respond, they will have to spend billions of dollars more to develop defense systems. 2. Political. The successful testing of the twin will be used by the United States as a political message. Do not test our military capabilities. Allies, rest assured we are capable of protecting you. 3. Economic. The U.S. defense industry will benefit greatly. Each F-35 costs hundreds of millions of dollars, and when combined with a new weapons package, allied countries will certainly open their wallets to buy it. This is both a deterrence weapon and an economic weapon. 4. On society. For the American people, the continuous upgrade of the military strength can create confidence that they are being protected. However, this can also raise concerns that the world is getting closer to an endless arms race. 5. Future forecast. Analysts predict that after this twin, the F-35 can be upgraded with many new features. Artificial intelligence to support operations, directed energy weapons systems, and even the ability to coordinate with drones in an electronic wolfpack formation. If this scenario happens, the F-35 will not only be a fighter, but will become the center of an entire future combat ecosystem. Conclusion. Thus, the United States' successful testing of the F-35 twin has shown a great step forward in the field of modern war. From the context, cause, result, to the comprehensive military, political, economic, and social significance, all reflect a reality. We are entering an era where weapons technology not only determines victory or defeat on the battlefield, but also shapes the world order. And finally, as people interested in history and war, we need to look at this issue not only from the perspective of strength, but also from the perspective of responsibility. The responsibility to prevent the spread of war, the responsibility to maintain peace. If you find this analysis useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to History and War channel so we have more motivation to bring you the hottest, most profound, and interesting stories about history and global war.